What is up, my buttercups? I am so sorry about that last message, that last video. My phone, I've been getting so many messages here lately. I've been recording them all, and apparently my phone memory had reached capacity and just stopped recording. So I do apologize. I had to go and erase some things and make some memory so I could record part 2 of this message. So much had come through in part 1, I didn't want to restart it. So we're just going to have an additional video for the Twin Flame Collective. And this goes on. I was almost done with that reading anyway. But basically, just to recap, the feminine, the divine feminine of the Twin Flame Collective is being called to just become aware of times where she is distracting and consuming rather than producing, and just to be aware of those moments, and you don't really have to act on them, but you can think of a plan to get yourself out of them so that you can share your gifts with the world. Because again, this was a very, very specific part of the Divine Feminine Collective. But this particular feminine is going to go worldwide with her gifts. And because she is going worldwide with her gifts, she is going to have to produce, whether it can be all kinds of things: writing a book, doing speeches, having TED Talks or podcasts, or doing YouTube channels, whatever it is, whatever your gift worldwide is. You are being called now just to become aware of moments of distraction where you're leaking your energy and not using it at your highest potential. And your guides just want you to be aware of that, because they know how powerful you are and how big your life story can really get. Because I feel like this divine feminine, she has always known since she was a little girl that fame and fortune was in her cards, and that she didn't know how, but she just knew she was special. And that might be that fire sign, that Leo. I really feel connected with the Leo energy during this reading, and honestly, I have a lot of candles lit too, so there's a lot of fire going on here. So I'm going to draw a card to close out the reading. That's what I was doing in the last video, and these are the Starseed Oracle cards. They are beautiful cards. Actually, all my tarot cards are so cute. Tarot cards can get you in, and Oracle cards can get you in trouble because they can be also cute and creative and colorful, and I just love them. But I'm going to draw a card and we'll end this reading. So what does the Divine Feminine need to know at this time, Spirit? What piece of advice can I give the Divine Feminine before I close out this reading? We are the Hathors. Deep love, mother's milk, birth as a portal. Birth is a portal that ushers in new life. The Hathors are here to remind you that you're a child of the Cosmic Mother, and you're being called to be held by her deep, never-ending love and embrace. This is a tender, nourishing card reminding you to receive the deep, deep love of the Mother's embrace. The Hathors know that the journey on earth can be rocky and lonely at times, but you're being reminded to rest more deeply in the Mother's arms. This is a card of extreme potency, of femininity, of creation, and of birth. You're being called to mother yourself and others too, to surrender to your sacred femininity, to create and surrender to your own creations, to hold and be held. You're being called to remember your place in the web of life and to realize that the Cosmic Mother is watching you every step of the way. You may be going through a transition right now, moving from one way of being to another. If so, you're being reminded that you're cradled in more love than your heart can bear. If you're struggling in any way, you're being reassured that things will work out. Open yourself to receiving the overflowing love of the Cosmic Mother, flooding toward you from every direction. Let it stretch your heart. And the Starseed activation says to place your hand on the portal of your heart and whisper the following. I allow the deep love of the Cosmic Mother to wash over me. I'm loved and I'm held. You know, that would be really something great to say in the shower as well. Place your hand on the portal of your heart and whisper the following. I allow the deep love of the Cosmic Mother to wash over me. I'm loved. I'm held. So what a powerful message for this Divine Feminine that I am speaking to. So it is a gentle time. It doesn't have to be this masculine way to build things and to create things. We can do it in our Divine Feminine energy. It can be a soft and gentle transition to get you to producing what you need to do. And I think that's really why your guides want you to take this process slowly and accurately is what I heard. So just be gentle with yourself. And like I said, you don't even have to change it right now. Just become aware of those little moments where you're distracting and not producing. But it doesn't have to be anything where you feel guilt or shame for being distracted. There's nothing wrong with you doing what you need to do. But when your body or your intuition says something because they realize that at this point we're wasting energy instead of gaining energy, you listen to yourself. But again, just be nurturing. And I see someone nurturing their inner child and themselves just in these moments where they are being distracted. And this is all to get you in. This is basically training you into a mission where you are going to share your gifts with the world. However, you're not going to go about it in this masculine way, cutthroat way. You know, I think of those motivational videos. I used to watch them sometimes, and you know, they'd have some hardcore music going and men screaming and, you know, like drill sergeant stuff to get you to do things. And this is just the totally opposite energy. This is loving, nurturing, and all the while you are loving and nurturing yourself and the people around you. You are being cradled by the Cosmic Mother and given this just amazing love that flows directly to you. It's really, really beautiful. It's like a umbilical cord attached to the Cosmic Mother where all of this divine, radiant, beautiful, gorgeous energy just flows to you. And you are able to, you have such a big cup, and it so overfilleth that you can share it with the entire world. And honestly, I have candles lit, and I feel like all of a sudden they got super bright, and just that's how much light you hold within your being. That's how much you were able to transmute out of the darkness and able to overcome. And your story, specifically your story, will be an inspiration to so many people, that you were able to overcome so many things and become the woman or the divine feminine that you are. And you may not think that things that happened in your life were very significant, but in the end, it's going to allow you to relate to a lot of people, because you have experienced, with all of those heavy journeys that you had on this earth, you experienced these moments that will actually allow you to connect to people in the long run. And you are a natural healer, and people will trust you because you have been where they have been. It's really hard. I used to watch this show, I think it was called Fit to Fab and Fab to Fit or something, and it was just talking about, it was basically a personal trainer would spend a month eating terrible food and getting fat, and then he or she would be fat with their client, and then they would both work off the weight together. It was a very interesting show, but that's what it reminds me of. You are going to be the personal trainer that can relate to your clients because you've been where they've been, where some personal trainers, out of the gate, they grew up in healthy families that worked out and ate right, and they have just continued that tradition because they don't know any different, and they really can't relate to someone that is obese and has never worked out. And so you're going to be able to connect in a lot of amazing ways with people that need that healing within their life. And what a beautiful, beautiful oracle message from the deck to end on. So as always, thank you so much for listening, and I look forward to sharing my next message with you. Mwah.